Let's redefine our own culture and stop being a subculture.
One thing I wish people understood about black culture and black music is
how sacred it is. And I use the word sacred purposefully, like it's very sacred. It holds a lot of meaning to us. If we as a people didn't go through what we went through, it would still be something sacred to us.
Culture vulture is a person or a group of people who, like vultures, rotate around cultural expressions in order to pick and choose the elements that they want to use and exploit.
Music has a lot of properties. So I feel like the African-American culture, especially like not even just black, like the African-American culture, like when you go back to the roots of where we came from, where all these beats and stuff come from, they all have properties, they do something.
It tells a story that a lot of other cultures will not tell.
Well, in Detroit, we have a big, rich like culture when it comes to like music and fashion. And I see a lot of our Caucasian cohorts nowadays typically like still in our swag, if you will, still in our music, if you will. Meanwhile, they have their own culture anyway. So, you know, I've always wondered, like, you know, what's the deal with our culture? Is it because we're way more enthusiastic about it than you guys are with your own?
So in New Orleans, we're very big on bounce music, and we have a lot of artists who, instead of keeping it more so local, I guess they was trying to be more public and let the whole world know about our culture and our bounce music. So for example, we have Big Frida. She went mainstream, and now a lot of white people have clinged on to bounce music. And now if you go to a club or a party and they're playing bounce music, you have white people shaking. We call it shaking, so it's basically them moving their butts. But it was always something that was for New Orleans and for our black culture, but they've seemed to grasp onto it and try to make it their own, but it's really not, so.
If you're trying to be real, especially when it comes to Atlanta, because Atlanta got a lot of culture. Like, it's big, real major cities, a couple major cities got a lot of big culture, and what they do, it's the people. Like, they take pride in what they do.
So, European culture is text-centric. We read left to right, right? We understand things, we give meaning and value to things by the way that we're able to record it in a fashion that you can see. But when I think about patterns in African music, it's typically cyclical, right? It's not a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's several cycles of beats and patterns that overlap, and we have what we call polyrhythm, multiple rhythms at the same time. And people see themselves, how do I fit into this cycle? As opposed to, I'm gonna come in and measure 3. I'm gonna start here and play 4 beats, right? I got 4 beats, but I don't know which one is 1 and 4 because it occurs at different points in the cycle in African music. I remember being in a line at, it must have been like a fair, I don't remember the context, but we were waiting in line to get on a ride. This is gonna tell you how old I am, and Sir Mix-a-Lot, I Like Big Butts came on. And I remember there being a white couple in front of me, and this young white guy, I mean, I must have been, I know I was younger, and they were at least like high school age or something. I remember him rapping along and doing all this extra stuff and pointing to his, you know, white girlfriend's butt, like he was rapping about her butt, and I was like, you know, just be like, anybody else seeing this? This is crazy that you would take that song and assume it's addressed to her, when this is the first time in the whole history of Black Americanhood we had a song that actually celebrated the fact that we have big butts, because I'd also been going to these camps and on these weekend things with these white people where they would always be like, wow, your butts are so big. And, you know, I'd be like, well, your butt's so flat.
Based off of what I know most white kids back in the day were hip to rap music because it was a way to rebel against their parents.
Hey, Chris, what you doing? Just laying back in the cot, peeping at this here homie.
And I feel now that our culture is more accepted, they just do it to fit in. People want to be black. I don't know why, because we get all the bad parts about it, but people want to be black.
I wish they would understand that, like, when you lived in the ghetto or on the bad side, like for the south side of Chicago, for instance, when you actually like been a part of that, it's like a family. People are there to look after each other.
Like, don't be ignorant. Like, if you're gonna appropriate at least learn to appreciate first. It's really that simple.
I hate when white women slick their baby hairs. Like, I feel like slicking our baby hairs is a way to keep our curls and our kinks presentable when we're trying to go for a sleek style or something like that. Y'all don't have kinks and curls to slick. Why are y'all slicking y'all baby hairs? But because everything we do is, they feel like, once again, that they have to step on our necks or, you know, do better than us.
And then what makes me mad about it too, being a part of a fraternity, is like when I go to these national like meetings and all of our white brothers just want to learn from us. It's strolling and that's it. It's not even connecting.
You for you, you for you.
Another thing that has always just like made me feel some type of way too, man, is just like our hairstyles and our fashion. Like it's white people out here getting dreads and knowing damn well they don't have the hair for dreads, and it's white people out here pretty much stealing our style and our sense of fashion.
So for my first thought would be why and for what reason. If I saw a non-black person wearing like a do-rag, I'd be like, what's the reason? Because these have a purpose. It's not just a look, it's a purpose behind it. Like you wear do-rags to form a texture with your hair. I don't believe a lot of non-black people have that, but that's neither here or there.
But sometimes I do believe that other cultures do genuinely adore our culture. Like for example, the dreadlock thing. I have seen white people with dreadlocks. I think it's perfectly fine as long as you're not mocking and trying to be funny about it. I think it's perfectly cool if they decide to take that journey, that lock journey. And like I said, there are people that genuinely adore our culture and they want people to be comfortable in it.
I think every cross-cultural collaboration is what pushes music forward.
And with artists like Lil Nas or Uzi, who are beginning to branch out into other genres of music, not be it hip hop, they are making an attempt or starting to form a something that's going to eventually entice other black artists to go out and, you know, explore other genres of music that we created here in this country.
You know, even though we are combining with other cultures, we still give them that recognition. We still put our own little spin to it. And I don't know, it's just something about our culture mixed with other culture that's just dope.
Seeing different cultures come together like that, that's actually pretty cool. I just see, because black people know how to like put a different spin on certain things. Like you said with Lil Nas, with that Old Town Road, he like put a different spin on it. When he had Miley Cyrus' dad come in, that was pretty dope. And Juice WRLD know how to put stuff together. It's like that. The way we think is outside the box. We don't just stay confined to one set of rules. We broaden our horizon.
With that, I think it just opened up our minds to saying, hey, we can accept something like this. Because typically when you hear something like that, you're not expecting a black person. You're not expecting someone to be, you're not expecting like a rap, anything to be, you know, in cahoots with it. So to bring that into the black community really just expanded upon what we already have. And I think that just opens the discussion for, you know, what else can black people do? How more influential can we be?
I think artists like J. Cole and artists like Solange, I wish they had more attention because, like I said before, their music is more relatable and it's deeper than just a lyric. They actually take the time to think about what they're writing on their paper, what they're saying to the world, and they're trying to get messages out into the world that's not only about life, but also about black culture, black history, and things that is black that needs to be said that's not said on a daily basis, things that the public try to submerge. They try and bring it to light, which is why they don't get the same amount of publicity that other artists get.
Another artist that I think is Ari Lennox. Even though she's getting a lot of recognition now, I feel that she really makes that music that just makes you proud to be black. The type of music I wish got more recognition would probably be neo-soul music, because neo-soul music makes you feel good and I like it, so I feel like everybody should give it a try.
I wish that EDM music got more love from the black culture, and I say that because we don't understand that actually once again, I know it's crazy because everything always goes back to us, but we actually created EDM music, and oftentimes like black people, oh, that fist pumping music, that's for them white folks, that's for them white people, yeah, woo woo. But there's no way that black people, I don't know, it's just no way that black people couldn't believe that we even made it, because if you listen to the rhythms and the beats and all of that, it's a really great expressive genre too. I love it. I go to music festivals and everything, and I like to switch it up. Yeah, I love my trap, yeah, I love my jazz, yeah, I love my R&B, but every now and I wanna vibe out and fist pump, I guess you wanna call it, whatever. But I wish EDM music really did get more love and people actually really knew the history of it rather than calling it that white folk music.
Well, there's this rapper from Chattanooga named Baby Mother. She's a mother of 4. Her boyfriend was just murdered as well, and she brings a lot of awareness to how women should feel about themselves.
Jazz, underground rap, house music, neo-soul music. Pretty much those genres, that's what I spend a lot of time listening to, because the music has so much meaning behind it, and it's spiritual, you know, it's intelligent music. Like, I call that intelligent music. Like, it's not your Little Nas, it's not the baby, Lil Baby, it's not all of that, but it's music that you gotta have like just an elevated sense of thinking to listen to and really like appreciate and enjoy it.
Mozzie, he's from California. I don't listen to him as much, but he's a great artist. Mozzie, Dave East, Isaiah Rashad, definitely Caesar, SOB, RBE. And most of those people, because of the fact that they kind of on the same agenda of pushing like unity. They're not just necessarily about killing, but they're gonna make their music and let you know that we standing by our brothers, we standing by our family, and we trying to push this agenda of being the people that we know that we are.
What is Afrofuturism? I mean, it can mean so many things. It depends. It's like a genre in fiction. It's like a reimagining of the future of African diasporic culture based on an understanding of the past. In my mind, it is, I'm praying the future of African people worldwide is to really have like a pan-African nationalist understanding.
So Afrofuturism is just a way for black people to let people know that, hey, this is what this is what this is going to be. But in the process of it growing to be how big it is and is going to be, we're going to show you where it came from and how it got to where it is. And I think that's a great thing that black people are doing all over the world, not just America, because Afrofuturism is happening again all over the world. Black people are, you know, getting together and learning about themselves and expanding our knowledge to each other so it can expand to other people that aren't us is going to be a great thing in the future.
Seeing where music has come from, back at like spirituals and how they told the story of where you had to go, like maps and things like that. And over time, music has become more meaningless, quote unquote, as in it's lost like a storyline or a plot. So when you look at songs such as the examples you just gave me, it speaks out to like even older generations, and it can touch the newer generations with the story it tells about quote unquote struggle and whatnot.
Songs like Don't Touch My Hair are inspirational and it's relatable to me. And I appreciate when black artists really take the time to make songs for us instead of trying to be mainstream, trying to be popular. And honestly, those are the artists that I appreciate the most because they're making music for us that we can relate to, rather than music for everybody in the world. Which sounds selfish, but we don't have enough of that, so.
Well, you mentioned Solange, Don't Touch My Hair. My hair is natural. And ever since I decided to go completely natural for this week and dye my hair, so many people at my intern, I work for a white woman, and she's like, oh my God, your hair, can I touch? And it's like, no, you can't, because honestly, a lot of people don't understand, but like our natural hair, when you touch it, it's actually like our energy. So it's just a lot of things that they don't understand, like when it comes to natural hair. Kendrick Lamar, like his whole entire damn project was about what we go through, and he literally illustrated our whole entire struggle. So I feel like they definitely do show our day-to-day life. Like, not every Black person has the same story, but it's very, very similar. Everybody has a similar timeline and storyline and background.
My favorite song would have to be Summertime Magic by Childish Gambino. It's just, when listening to that song, it just makes me happy. I dance to it. It makes me express myself in a way that I can't express myself in certain ways. Like when I play football, it's just one way I express anger of sorts. But when Summertime Magic, I just get to dancing. Like, you know, I feel like nothing can bother me.
My favorite song is All Falls Down, or right, that is the name. Yeah, by Kanye West. Freaking love that song. It talks about the issues of Black people. It talks about the issues of social America. It talks about everything, and it's, shit, you can bump it in your car. That song is amazing.
So what in Black culture makes me happy or feel good? Mostly, it would be our uniqueness. We are versatile. Our hair, the way we dress, the type of music we make, the type of books we write, the different institutions that we attend, and the fact that we as Black people are on a level to compete with white people, Asian people, all type of different people, because we are diverse and we are intelligent. So that's what makes me feel good about being Black.
Like, honestly, although we are also oppressed by it, like, although there is a lot of negatives toward it, like to it, being Black in itself is an achievement for me. Because there's a lot of people that claim that they can live this life but can't do it. And I'm a living representation of doing it. I'm 22 years old, finna be 23. It's a lot of people of my skin tone, of my character, that don't make it to this age. So being Black in itself that's something that I'm happy for. Something that I have gratitude about.
Yeah. It would behoove you to be you at all costs. Because they would, if they had the chance. So let your soul run wild, Black child. But don't let them steal your dance. Don't let them steal your dance. Don't let them steal your dance. Because they would be you if they had the chance.